Hello students, welcome back to lecture 3 of user-defined methods. So in today's class, we will be trying to understand the function call and execution wherein return data types are involved. The return keyword is used. So there are some 3 to 4 examples. We will be solving them and that will help you to understand the concept clarity related to return keyword. So let's start with the first question. The question here is fill the blank spaces and give reason to support your answer. So first, check first code. Yeah. So you have to go through the code, analyze it, try to understand, and then fill the blank spaces. I'll give you a minute time. Just go through that. Okay, hope you have done it. Now let's discuss the answers with respect to the blanks here. Yeah, so here, the first blank, if you see the first method in class S1, which is F1, here you have to first go through the code. Now it is returning a value A. There is a return statement used in method F1. Now what value is returned here? It is A, right? So, and A contains the value 5 and A is declared with data type int. So the return type depends on the value being returned. Therefore, you can write return type as int. You can also write it as float or double or long. But as I told you before, the return type cannot be lesser than the data type with which A is declared. Fine. So return type is clear. Now the second blank here is for mentioning the data type of the ANS, the answer. Right. Now here A plus 8.5. So obviously here A is int and this is double. So the answer you will get is also a double value. Therefore, ANS has to be declared as double. Fine. Always see int plus double, the answer will be in higher data type. And the higher data type here is double. Therefore, ANS has to be declared with data type double. So that is your second blank. Now coming to the main function. Here the function F1 is being called. So when the compiler executes your main function, the control will go to this method and it will execute all of this and return will return the value back to the calling method here, which you are assigning to a variable ANS and displaying it in main method. Now, the A is an integer, right? The A value which is being returned is an integer. Now here again, this can be int. You can even declare it as float, a double, or a long, no issue. Now, if it is declared int, the return will return value back to the calling method which you assign to ANS. So what value will it return? It returns 5, which you are assigning to ANS. And if you declare ANS as int, the output will be 5. Right. Now let's discuss the other cases. For example, if you declare the return type as one of float or double, suppose you are declaring the return type as float or double in this case. So what happens is when the return statement returns value to the calling method here, it will return a double value. If you declare it as double, the double value will be returned and will be assigned to ANS. So if you are declaring it as double, then ANS also has to be declared double, and the output it will return will be 5.0. So there is no finite, a definite answer for this. You can have many combination of answers, but they all should, they should all correlate, they should all collaborate, they should match. So if you take it as int, then 5 will be the output. But if you declare the return type as double, then 5.0 will be the answer. So you have to understand how you're getting, when you're getting 5 and how you're getting 5.0. Okay, so this is your first example. Hope it is clear. So the next question, do with more concept clarity. Yeah, so let's move to the second question. Just see it carefully and try to get the output for this. Fill the blanks and keep your probable outputs for the blanks ready. All the possible options you will get, just make a note of it. And then when we discuss, you will get to know whether you are right or not, and whatever confusions related can be clarified. So I give you 30 seconds. Please work it out. Okay. Shall we start discussing the second answer? Okay, now please stop doing and listen to the explanation part. Yeah. Again, first check the return type. The return keyword is returning the variable ANS. Now, what is ANS? ANS is A plus 5.5. So, and A is declared as int. So, if you add int and double, your answer will be double. Fine. In this case, the answer will be 15.5. And you are asked to declare the data type for ANS. So obviously it will be double. Now because ANS is declared double, the return type will be double again. Now coming to the main method, here you're calling the function F2. So the control will go to this. It will execute all this and will return answer back to the calling function here, which is assigned to ANS. Now, since it is returning a double value, you can declare this also double, and the answer it will display will be 15.5, which is the output. So these are the blanks. So hope you all have got the correct answer. Good. This was pretty easy. So let's do a little more challenging one. Yeah, the third question in front of you. So again, I'll give you some time to understand the question and keep your answers ready. And then we will start discussing. Please try doing this. Write all the probable answers you get for these blanks. Okay, hope you have finished doing it. Okay, now please stop trying and listen to the explanation and check whether you are getting the same or not. Okay, so here the return P. Fine, and what is P? P is CH plus 4. What is CH? A character. Right, so when it is char plus int, the higher data type is an integer. So actually here you can see the implicit type conversion taking place. When you add a character and integer, the answer is in int. Okay, so since both the operands are compatible, plus will act like an addition operator here, and the character A will get changed to its ASCII value. And what is the ASCII value for small a? The ASCII value of small a is 97. So CH plus 4. CH is nothing but A plus 4. And because both the data involved are compatible, plus will add them up by converting char to its ASCII equivalent and giving you the answer 101. Fine. So your P is an integer here. So this is int and it is returning P. Therefore, this also will be an int. Fine. Now, in the main method, here is the function call. So the control will go to this. It will execute all of this and will return value back to the calling function, which you assign to the variable ans, and you declare it int, you get it as 101. Simple. The other possible answers for this could be, if instead of int, if you declare it as double. If you declare it double, it's not wrong. That is also correct. But accordingly, the return type also must be declared double then. And then this also will be double, and your answer will be 101.0. Okay. So, you can have two different combination of answers, but then it should not be like one int and another double. It should all correlate with each other. So there are like, you can have all as int, 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 and 101 as one combination of answer. And if you use double, then you'll have double, 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 and 101.0. Can you have this int, int, double, and 101.0? Yeah, this is also possible, because here in both the places, if you write int, return will return an integer to the calling method, which you are assigning to a double. Possible. So the answer will also be double. Okay. So all these three possible options for the question number 3, all of these are right. Hope you are understanding the return type concept properly now. It can be asked in section A under write the output or fill the blanks, etc. Since you have MCQ, 10 MCQ questions will be there. So you have to know these outputs and application based questions for your section A part. Fine. Would you like to try one more? Okay, I don't mind. Yeah, please take this now. Okay, please try this also. I'll give you a few seconds to try out, and then we'll discuss the probable answers for the blanks. Okay, so let's start discussing. Please stop trying and pay attention to the explanation. Yeah, so here return P. Now what is P here? CH plus 4. Now CH is your, CH plus 4 is nothing but your character B and 4. So it has to give an integer as an answer because char plus int will give you the output in higher data type, which is an integer in this case. See, char is 2 bytes and int is 4 bytes. So the higher one is integer. So the answer given by this will also be an integer. Right, so B, ASCII value of B is 66 and 4. So this will give you 69. Fine. But here you can see a typecast operator being used here. Right? The parenthesis, if you use a typecast, this is a typecast operator wherein the data type of destination is mentioned. So this statement will convert the integer to character. When you're converting a higher data type to a smaller data type, it won't take place on its own. It will not happen implicitly or automatically by the compiler. Therefore, the programmer has to intervene and use a typecast operator mentioning the data type of the destination. So then you can convert a data of higher data type to a variable of smaller data type. So here you are trying to convert int to char, right? So P is char here because you are using a typecast operator. So let P be char in this case. Now if this is char and this is char, the output it will give will be 65. The ASCII value of A is 65. So B is 66, C is 67, D is 68, and E is 69. So here the output will be E. So this is your first combination, that is char, 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 and E, right? Now, if you take this as int, if you take it as int, okay, let me use another pen. If you take it as int and this also int and this int, in that case, this will give you the answer 69. So the second possible options could be int, 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 and 69. Okay. The third one, you can also write it as int, int, double, and 69.0. Even this is possible. You can also write it as, double, double, or double, and 69.0. So what I'm trying to convey is, here the least data type which you can allot to P is char. Okay. And you can also give any data type which is higher than char. Could be int, could be float, could be double, could be long, but it cannot be lesser than char, right? So that is the reason you can get many possible outputs for the same question. So the concept clarity has to be there. Then you can understand that all this is so simple and you can get many possible answers for the same question. So hope with this exercise, the return type concept is clear and you can answer any of the question given in this way. Okay, so please continue practicing all this. And if you happen to get time, you can just type these in BlueJ and check the output in terminal window. Just, give different combinations check the output and try to understand why you're getting that particular output. Change data type from int to double or to float and check the output and try to understand the concept which we have done today. Okay, please practice that in BlueJ for at least 3-4 snippets, and this will become very clear. Okay, so with this we stop today's class. Thank you, children.